Assalamu alaikum and welcome to the Halal Times YouTube channel. Today we are excited to bring to you another episode from the Halal Times, and today's topic is going to be important, not just for you and for me, but for every one of us. I'm talking about all the Muslims living in the world. I'm not talking about a specific group of people, but this discussion is going to be relevant to all the people who are Muslims, right? Oh my God, it's a very big topic, and I hope I can do some justice, at least some justice to the topic, to the breadth of the topic. This is something very important, and all of us definitely need to understand the issues related with this topic. Why? And in a few moments, you will be able to know that. So, what the topic of today's discussion is going to be? Of course, I'm going to tell you that. But before I do that, could you please do me a favor? We spent a lot of time and energy and efforts to basically conduct research, find topics of your relevance, conduct a lot of in-depth research, and prepare articles and of course videos as well, so that you guys could benefit from the discussions which we have. Because not many people, especially on the internet, they are doing this thing. So I request you, please to subscribe this YouTube channel so that we get the necessary encouragement and continue producing videos like this. This is essential for all of us. So please do subscribe to our channel before we go any further. So I hope all of you have done that. So let's go a little deeper as to what the topic of today's discussion is going to be, and how we're going to discuss this issue in detail. So today's topic, as I had mentioned, that it's related with all the Muslims living in the face of the earth, is which are halal foods and which are haram foods. Of course, now you know why it's important for us all, right? Whether you are a kid, you are going to university, young graduate, male, female, middle-aged man, women, or belong to our senior people, this topic is related with you. So please don't miss it, and we're going to discuss, inshallah, we're going to discuss this in detail. Muslims around the world practice Islam. The practice of Islam includes observing dietary laws which come from Islamic teachings. Islamic dietary laws define foods that are considered halal, meaning lawful or permissible. Muslims must avoid food and beverages that are considered haram or unlawful or forbidden, of course. Meaning, haram means not permitted for a Muslim to consume. Both halal and haram are two Arabic words. These words play an important role in the life of a Muslim, no matter where they live. Many foods are halal or haram. However, certain foods are difficult to classify because of the ingredients they contain. So you got to check for halal verification or read food labels on these food items before you are able to consume them. Check carefully each time you buy food products, as these food manufacturers may have changed ingredients after the last time you purchased them. So you got to verify it almost all the time. So verifying the halalness of various food items may become important, especially in non-Muslim majority countries. Of course, in Muslim majority countries, we don't need to ask every time we buy some item. Or even in non-Muslim countries, what happens is that nowadays we find a lot of food items which are halal certified. So we don't need to ask about those food items. But as far as the other items are concerned, we got to be careful. A couple of decades ago, I had only heard the word halal and haram in books. You'll be surprised. But not on products in Pakistan. Of course, Pakistan is the country where I belong to and which I love the most. Why? Why it happened that I had not heard the halal and haram concept, especially as far as food items are concerned in our daily lives. Why? Because in Muslim majority countries, what happens is people tend to believe that everything is halal unless it is stated the otherwise. So, halal certification process is important. And currently we have an extensive network of halal certification bodies spread all over the world. The most important job is to issue halal certification for the products they verify to be halal. They issue these certificates after going through an extensive screening process recommended by various halal certification authorities such as JAKIM and MUIS as well. In your daily lives, what happens is that you will find halal products which are not certified. For meat and poultry to be considered halal, they must be slaughtered according to Islamic dietary laws. Zabiha, of course. But especially in many Muslim countries, halal meat shops do not get halal certification for the animals they slaughter. In many Muslim countries, everything is considered halal unless stated otherwise, as I mentioned earlier. Muslims should use these products as they are generally considered halal unless rules are violated by the slaughterhouses in question. So, one example of a product which is not halal certified but actually considered halal is Oreo biscuits. And of course, we have discussed this issue extensively in another video. On the other hand, there are some foods which are automatically halal. You don't need to ask about those foods. What are those foods? Halal food is that which adheres to Islamic law as defined in the Quran and Hadith. The Islamic form of slaughtering animals or poultry, zabiha, involves killing animals through a cut to the jugular vein, artery, and windpipe. Animals must be alive and healthy at the time of slaughter, and all blood must be drained from the carcass. Of course, these animals should be slaughtered in the name of Allah without any question. And apart from this procedure of halal, what other items do you think would be considered halal unless they are stated otherwise? Rice, of course, all of us use that. Pasta, any grain products such as bread, breakfast cereal, or baked goods prepared without adding or mixing haram ingredients are of course halal. And all vegetables and fruit, no question about that. Raw, dried, frozen, or canned, unless mixed with something haram, they are also, of course, considered halal without any problem. And all vegetables and fruit cooked or served with water, butter, or vegetable oils, of course, they are halal. Milk, no need to discuss that. Yogurt, cheese, and ice cream made with bacterial culture or microbial rennet, of course, they are considered halal without any problem. And meat and poultry are slaughtered according to Islamic dietary laws. Zabiha, yes, we can eat them without any problem. Seafood, no need to discuss this issue. Eggs, you ate it today as well, of course, you know that. Nuts, seeds, peanut butter, tofu, unless it is mixed with something else, which is totally haram. And halal dairy meats, for example, dried beans, peas, lentils, beverages, carbonated drinks, fruit juice, punch, cocktails, tea, and coffee, of course, are all considered halal. Fats and oils, butter, margarine, mayonnaise, vegetable oil, and some salad dressing are also halal. But you got to be careful. As far as some of the products are concerned, you got to be careful and you got to confirm it before you start consuming them. And for example, chutneys, coconut milk, jam, pickles, spices, yes, they are into halal category. Desserts made with the agar and other carrageenan and base only, of course, they are halal as well. Sweeteners like honey, sugar, syrup, chocolate, roasted ground cocoa bean syrup, of course, are also halal. And in the same way, fish, pizza, pasta, or rice prepared without haram foods and ingredients are also halal. You can eat them without any problem. Soups, sausages, any of them made without haram food and ingredients, yes, start eating them without any problem. Desserts and sweets, anything made without alcohol or without pure artificial vanilla extract will be considered halal without any problem. But on the other hand, what are the haram foods which you got to be careful? In the next few minutes, we'll discuss these haram foods. Foods made with any of the following, for example, whey products with non-microbial enzyme, rennet, animal shortening, monoglycerides, and diglycerides from an animal source, sodium, stearate, L-cysteine, any grain products prepared with haram ingredients such as alcohol, animal shortening, lard, LARD I'm talking about, or pure and artificial vanilla extract, they should be considered haram. Any vegetable and fruit prepared with alcohol, animal shortening, bacon, gelatin, lard, or some kinds of margarine that contain monoglycerides or diglycerides from an animal source, they are of course haram. You cannot eat them as a Muslim. Cheese, in the same way, cheese, yogurt, ice cream, frozen tofu desserts made with animal shortening, rennet, gelatin, haram. The same way, if you include pure or artificial vanilla extract, of course these foods will be considered haram. And what else? Pork and pork related products like bacon, deli meats, ham, and sausages are also, without any question, they are haram and you cannot eat them. Blood is used as an ingredient or used in preparing the food. If that is the case, avoid them at all costs. Even if you are feeling very hungry, don't eat them at all. Meat and poultry not slaughtered in the name of Allah is also, of course, haram. Canned beans, peas, and lentils containing pork must be avoided at all costs. In the same way, any meat and meat alternative dish prepared with alcohol, pork products, or animal shortening, of course, are haram. Beverages like beer, wine, alcohol, liquor, no question. Fats and oils, animal shortening, and lard, yes, no question, we cannot eat them at all. And chocolates, candies made with alcohol or pure or artificial vanilla extract, they're also considered haram. So, in the same way, desserts made with gelatin, sweeteners, chocolate, liquor made from alcohol, yes, haram. Before we go to the end of this list, please, it's possible that I may have made any mistake stating these facts. But the thing is, I am not a mufti. I'm not issuing any fatwa regarding a halal, which item is halal and which item are haram. Of course, I'm nobody to tell you that. I am just stating the facts which I got scholars. So, but during the discussion, it's possible that I may have made a mistake. So please do confirm before you consume any food item. Okay. So let's go to the end of the list, which are considered haram. For example, soups or sausages, any sausages prepared with haram foods or ingredients, they are, of course, haram without any question. And in the same way, desserts and sweets, which are prepared with alcohol, pure and artificial vanilla extract, or any other haram ingredients, they will be haram no matter what. So you got to be careful in this situation, especially when we're talking about the people, the Muslims living in non-Muslim majority countries, or the ones who are visiting these non-Muslim majority countries. What should they do to avoid eating haram foods? Confirming the halalness of all food items becomes important, especially if you're living in a non-Muslim majority society. You must verify the ingredients of the foods before consuming them. To help you do so, a lot of mobile apps have been introduced in various countries. Of course, in another video, we will try to discuss those mobile apps as well, one by one, so that you are able to understand and you are able to confirm which foods are haram and which foods are halal. These mobile apps sometimes may not be updated regularly. However, they can help you make informed decisions in terms of food products you can consume as a Muslim, and they are considered halal. So thank you so much. It was really nice discussing these important issues with you, and inshallah in the next few days we'll bring another episode from the Halal Times. Until then, and just one request again, please do subscribe before you leave this. Okay, thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum.